Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome to another episode of our Gibraltar Challenge. And as you can see, this is going to be the beginning of season number 4. We didn't do fantastically well in the Champions League. We did okay. We did better than we did last year, I suppose. We lost 5-0 in aggregate to Maccabi Tel Aviv, which was pretty much expected. So it's not been too bad. This episode, we're going to play off against Gibraltar United for the Pepe Reyes Cup, and against Europa FC in the first division as well. And then I think after that, I'm probably gonna do the majority of the season off camera, and we'll come back for the end of the season. Mainly because I think we're going to win the league this year again, quite convincingly, and it's pointless. It's pointless showing you all these games of us winning 5 or 6-0 over and over again. So we're just going to try and get through the season as quickly as possible, and just get into next year's Champions League, and just continue to try and grow, really. So yeah, let's get straight into that match against Gibraltar United in the Pepe Reyes Cup. Actually, one thing I will show you is I will show you our transfers within the season, and you can see exactly what's happened. Yet we brought nobody in. There was nobody that I could find that was good enough to really make an impact, or had high enough potential, really, that I thought to really improve us. So basically, we've released all of these people here, people that I don't think were ever going to make it. Notable people: Alex Ross played a few games for us. Christopher Remarino, a player we brought in a couple of Januaries ago. Decent enough, but I just don't think he was really good enough to do much. I don't think he's as good as some of the other players we've got in that position now. Alan Pons, a left back. Again, decent-ish player, but I just don't think he's as good as Joseph, who we've got in that position. Dominguez Alvarez was again another good player, but he just not really as good as Tristan Sargent and Frank Evans in the middle, and Foster as well. Gonzalez, I think he had a lot of potential, but he was never really going to reach it in a club that's only semi-professional. He needs to be in a professional side to really get into that. Matindo played a lot of games with us at right back, a very good player actually. I just don't think he was going to get too far with us. Well, I want to try and get in some of our younger Gibraltarian players as right backs as well. And Isaac Carrito, a player we used quite a bit the season before, but he was on loan most of last year. And of course we do have a few loans out this year as well. Nobody of any real note, just some few younger players just to see how they got on. Apart from that, not really a lot of big losses, just to try and streamline the squad a little bit. Because we're getting a lot of players, including these ones down here, that were unhappy about not getting a lot of first team football. So we've got rid of them now, and hopefully we shouldn't have any more problems like that. But enough of me nattering on, let's get straight into that Pepe Reyes Cup final. And here you can go, and as you can see, surprisingly enough, we are not favourites for this match. Not quite sure why. Gibraltar United only just promoted from the second division up to the first division this season, but they did win the Rock Cup last year, so they have been in the Europa League. So it's interesting, but I still fancy us to win this one quite easily. But let's have a quick look at the teams. Playing a bit more defensive than we normally do. And we're going to start off with McDonald in goal. We've had a fantastic few matches in the Champions League. Really starting to grow now into a stronger player. We've got Steve Cooper playing out at left back. Not his favourite position. He prefers to play in the middle, but he's good enough to play out there as well. Got Matt Maguire in the middle, who had a bit of a mixed Champions League. He did pretty well in a couple of the matches, but he did give away a penalty at one point, and had a couple of issues against Maccabi Tel Aviv, but still a pretty good player. I think we're going to get a lot more football out of him this year. Alongside him, we've got Liam Joyce, somebody who's only ever played 11 games for us in the past, but if you look at his stats, 9 heading, 11 marking, 13 tackling, he's a pretty damn good centre-back, so we'll see a lot more of him this year, hopefully, as well. On the right-hand side, we have Stuart Cook, again, pretty good mental and physical attributes. Tackling's at 10, but needs a bit of work on some of his other technical attributes. But still, I think we'll get a lot more of him on the right-hand side this season. We're going to play Stuart Conroy in a defensive midfield position. A very good player. We brought him in from Lincoln Red Imps a year or so ago. Played 16 games last year. I think he'll get a lot more this year as he continues to get better and better. 19 caps for the national side as well. We've got Steve Foster in there in the centre midfield spot. He was a bit unhappy last year. He didn't get as much football as he hoped. Only 13 games, so I think we'll get a lot more of him this year as well. He looks to be growing as a player as well, pretty good. And talking as growing as a player, here is Frank Evans, the captain of our side, and has now become the all-time top goal scorer for Gibraltar with 3 goals, which makes him the highest ever goal scorer in history for Gibraltar. They won a game recently. I didn't show you that one, but they did win a game against Liechtenstein, I believe. They're in this strange cup I've never heard of before, but they're in the International League. The European International League they're in. I don't know where this has come from, but I quite like it, to tell the truth. Gibraltar 3rd position in the group now after a win over Liechtenstein. Great win for them. I can't imagine they're going to get much further in the competition, but Macedonia and Montenegro are not massively fantastic teams, so they shouldn't get hammered too much. But yeah, great 1-0 win over Liechtenstein. Frank Evans also got the man of the match in that one as well. So he is just going from strength to strength at the moment. We've got John McDonald at the left attacking midfield spot, another good player. Only played 16 games last year, got 5 goals though, so that's a pretty good turnaround for a player who plays out wide. And his stats are getting better and better, so he's going to be a big part for us this season, I think. Out on the right-hand side, we've got Tony Ball, somebody who was unhappy. He wasn't getting as much football as he hoped last season, so we'll hopefully play him a bit more this year. I don't think he's actually quite as good as some of the attacking right players we do have, but I would like to keep a hold of him. And then, of course, up front we have Michael Luke. Probably the best striker in Gibraltar at the moment. 2 goals for the national side. He just seems to be so hit and miss at the moment. Oh, I clicked off him. So hit and miss at the moment. He did get us... He got us 11 goals in 20 games last season, but 7 of those came in 2 games. So he didn't do very well for the rest of the time. So hopefully we'll get a bit better than this year. He scored a couple of goals in the Champions League this year already. So hopefully he's going to be a full effect for us this year. So let's get straight into the match. Stop me nattering on. I will promise I'll only go through the teams once an episode because you don't want to keep going through it all the time. Let's just try and take the striker out of the match completely because they are playing a 5-4-1. As you can see, all these guys have played a few times before, apart from Liam Joyce. One interesting... I don't know what I just selected. The fans pay your wages. Okay. Interesting thing is we're still struggling a little bit with match sharpness. So guys like Tristan Sargent and Cortez will probably come on in the second half to try and boost that match fitness up. McDonald and Tony Ball also both struggling. So need to address that as soon as we possibly can. But let's get straight into the match then. Actually, I need to change these. I've still got these set from our matches against Maccabi Tel Aviv. Let's go fluid and let's go containing because I think we should win this match quite easily. Like I said, Gibraltar United just recently promoted from the 2nd division up to the 1st division, and I really think we should put them in their place. They did win the Rock Cup, which is very surprising, which means they did get a Europa League spot. Oh, and it has actually improved this year. Gibraltar's 1st division has gone up in the UEFA coefficient, so now there is a Europa League spot for 2nd in the league, and there's a Europa League spot for winning the Rock Cup. So 3 teams now from Gibraltar will go into Europe every single season, which is pretty good. And hopefully we'll get that Champions League spot once again. Foster with a shot, and it's saved by Garcia Naito, who used to be one of our players. We released him at the end of the 1st season. It's good to see him getting an opportunity here at Gibraltar United. Game's a little bit laggy at the moment, not quite sure why. I'm hoping that's not affecting you guys too much. Let's change that. I'll take a sip of my beer. Let's change that as well. I don't know what half these things say, I'm just changing them. John McDonald offside. John McDonald must be a poor guy. That's a really poor guy. He's only 20 years old and he's got a massive bald patch on top of his head. Yet he just refuses to shave it all off. Then you've got Michael Luke with his grey hair as well. Maybe I should install the hair pack. It's something I haven't done yet. I've installed quite a few of the graphic enhancement ones, but the hair pack's something I haven't done yet. Maybe I should try and do that before we get our next set of regens, because it'll probably give us some more interesting styles to have a look at. Of course, we should have started our Manchester United career mode by now. I say should have started it because I'm recording this episode quite far in advance. It's about 3 weeks before this one goes live, I think. So, yeah, the Man United one should have started by now. I'm waiting for the January transfer window to finish. Oh, I don't know why I just did that. Well, let's just send them out there. So I've been chatting away and I've completely lost track of what I'm actually doing here. Right, so we're 0-0 at half-time. Not the best result we could have asked for. We want to try and win this Pepe Reyes because we won it last year. Be great to win it for the 2nd year on the run. Come on, guys. It's Frank Evans here with a corner kick. In it goes. It's cleared by Collado. Back out to Frank Evans, who sees Michael Luke on the edge of the area. Michael Luke off the crossbar. And Lopez Riquez heads it as clear as Foster. And Garcia Naito catches it. Interesting. We are dominating the match. We've had 13 shots, 2 on target. They've had 1 shot, none on target. We're dominating the match. We just can't seem to score the goal. And Michael Luke is struggling once again. He's so hit and miss, Michael Luke. He's either fantastic or he doesn't play very well at all. And consistency is really a problem with him. But with the finishing ability he's got, you just can't drop him. Should we drop him, though? I think we're gonna bring on Cortez. And we're going to bring on Tristan Sargent. They're not very match sharp, but at the same time, I think they'll do pretty well. Come on, guys. Show us what you've got. Tristan Sargent, for the 2nd year in a row last season, got the goal of the season with one of the goals. It was on camera, I believe. He hit it from about 30 yards on the half volley. It was a fantastic goal. He did the same thing the season before to get goal of the season. Cortez actually won the Fans Player of the Year, which is pretty amazing since he didn't have that many games last year. I think he can actually be... he's actually Gibraltarian now. He's gained the nationality and he's been in the country for enough time, I believe, to play for the national side. So I can't imagine it'll be too long before he does get that opportunity. McDonald on the ball now, cuts inside, plays it to Tristan Sargent, plays it into Frank Evans. Can Evans see the killer ball? No, he plays it back to Conroy. Conroy into Tristan Sargent. Sargent to McDonald. McDonald takes a shot and it's right in the back of the net. John McDonald with a goal. And finally, 63 minutes into the game, Europa Point have the lead. It's about time, it really is. It's a great goal as well. Conroy to Sargent. McDonald couldn't see a good killer ball, but he saw the shot right in that far corner. Great goal by John McDonald. Somebody who didn't get a lot of football last year, but I think he'll get a lot more this year. Do we have any defensive midfielders on the bench? We don't, do we? But we might be able to change formation slightly because Conroy's struggling and he has been booked and now he's going to get sent off, isn't he? Oh, he got sent off in the Champions League matches as well. That's the second time already this season that Stuart Conroy's been sent off. I was just about to take him off as well, just looking at who he could bring on to replace him. And he got himself sent off. Well, let's just leave it as it is at the moment. We don't need to change it. We're winning 1-0. Stuart Conroy, how high is your aggression? It's only an 8. He's been sent off twice this season already. He got a red in the Champions League against Maccabi Tel Aviv. And now a red here in the Pepe Reyes Cup Finals. That means he's going to be suspended for the beginning of the season. Come on, guys. Get a second goal now. Cortez plays it backwards from the free kick to Maguire. Sargent across to Frank Evans. Frank Evans brings the ball forward, sees the opportunity to go for a shot, and it's saved by Garcia Neto, who plays it out to Thompson. Yeah, so like I said, we'll probably play the game against Europa FC in the league, and then I'll probably just whiz through off camera all the way through till the youth intake date. We'll look at the youth intake and then do a few matches there and basically see how the league's going. If the league is looking very, very one-sided, we'll probably whiz towards the end. If it's looking like it could be touch and go, then we'll play a few more matches, see how we get on. 2 minutes of time added on. Can we hold on to win the Pepe Reyes Cup for the second year running? It's Cook with the throw-in, plays it forward to Tony Ball, to Frank Evans. Across to Tristan Sargent now. Sargent forward to Cortez. Cortez back to Frank Evans. Evans out to Tony Ball. Ball back to Sargent. We're doing a very good job of wasting time here, just playing little triangles around their midfielders and strikers. Sargent all the way back to Maguire. Maguire's got time now to run the time down, but he does hit it long, only as far as Thompson, and now Torreira gets the ball across to Collado, but I think the referee's going to blow the whistle, and he does, and there we go, victory! Europa Point win the Pepe Reyes Cup for the second year running. Stuart Conroy sent off. I'm not going to change that. He's delighted, so I'm not going to risk ruining his morale. We're going to keep him as he is for now, I think. Frank Evans with the man of the match. He's just such a fantastic player. It wouldn't surprise me if somebody from somewhere else in Europe might be interested in him sooner or later. And I think if they are, I'd struggle to keep a hold of him. I think if someone is interested in him, then he might be worth letting go. But I think he's on his way to becoming a legend of Europa Point if he does stay. But yeah, great result for us. Let's go through to that match against Europa FC. And here we go with the opening game of the season. As you can see, we are favourites to defeat Europa FC. Not by much, to tell the truth, but yeah, this is pretty good. And I must also say that I've just been told in the media this is our 100th game in charge of Europa Point FC. So that's pretty damn good. I'm happy to finally get to that landmark milestone. One of the two, yeah. Team-wise, not changed too much. We brought in Joseph at left back. Of course, our most experienced player with 36 caps on the national side. Most caps out of anyone for the national side. Foster and Evans still in the midfield. McDonald out on the right. Cortez comes in to play on the left. And Hulk comes in to play up front alongside Michael Luke. Hulk is not match fit yet, really. So, might be tricky for him to do the whole match. But we have Peachman on the bench just in case he's needed. Let's try and take that one striker out of the match as much as we possibly can. And let's go for it, I suppose. We're hoping to get another convincing victory to start the season with. We did pretty well in the Pepe Reyes Cup. Well, we dominated the game. Only scored 1 goal though. Of course, Conroy got sent off, which is a bit annoying. But we dominated the game, and hopefully we can do the same here. Europa FC with most of the possession over the first 10 minutes or so. And of course, you have to keep changing formation every now and again just to try and confuse your opponents, because that's the problem. If you use the same formation and tactics over and over again, then the computer will become sort of clued up on what you're planning on doing, and they can try and combat that. So that's why I keep trying to change as much as I possibly can. I did want to play a different formation with 2 attacking midfielders and a defensive midfielder, but with Conroy being sent off, he's our only defensive midfielder we've got, really. Maybe an area we need to really look at. Of course, we released Alain Gonzalez and the other guy, Benitez, I think, in the summer, and they were our 2 other defensive midfielders. So we've got rid of them, but we don't need them. There's Michael Luke in the middle, and there is a goal. Great cross by John McDonald, and Michael Luke gets his first league goal of the season, but his 3rd goal altogether, and he's already looking pretty good. He only scored 11 last year in all games he played, and now he's got 3 already with at least 26 league games left and cup games as well. So hopefully he's going to beat that tally of 11. I'd love to see Michael Luke get top goal scorer this season. I think he was 3rd highest last year. He was 3 goals beneath 2nd and 1st. So it'd be great to see him. Hopefully try and beat that tally this year. I just don't think he's very consistent. I think that's if he scores, he generally scores a lot, but then he'll go 3 or 4 games without scoring at all, without even getting an opportunity. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. See if we can really just try and push his consistency to be a little bit better. And we're on the attack again. Joseph into Frank Evans into Foster. Can we go in at half time? 2-0 up. Foster to Cortez. Cortez plays it back to Joseph. Joseph back to Maguire. Maguire forward to Foster. Foster creating a bit of space for himself. Sees a great ball in there, the middle of the Hulk. And it's a great save by Fernando Perez, and it goes out for a corner. Great opportunity there to get a 2nd goal. Joseph's going to take the corner. It could still be dangerous. It's going to come back out to Joseph here, who sends another cross in. It's headed clear. I've had 10 shots in the first half, 3 on target, only 1 goal, and that's our main problem. We're dominating most of the games, but we're just struggling to really make anything of that domination. Let's tell them we've played well so far, but there's still room for improvement, which they know there probably is. I know they're still struggling for match fitness, a few of the guys, so that might be one of the problems. But we should be dominating these games now. Europa Point are much the strongest team in the league by some distance. Europa FC have lost a lot of their best players over the last few years, as has Gibraltar Redims. They haven't had a single shot on us yet. And I'm thinking it might be time to make a couple of substitutions now. Who should we bring on? Who shall we bring on? I'm thinking Peachman in place of Luke. I think Hulk needs to stay on to boost up some of that match sharpness. Liam Joyce for Matt Maguire maybe. And Tristan Sargent is in need of a bit more match fit as well. Let's bring him on in place of Steve Foster. We're making all 3 of our substitutions on the hour mark. A bit of a dangerous move, but I think we're going to be okay. We need to get another goal, because they've had 1 shot, 1 on target now, and if they can get another goal, if they can get a goal out of nothing, then all of a sudden we're drawing. And that's not a situation I want to be in. I want to get a win in this opening game of the season against one of our probable title rivals. Tristan Sargent now takes the shot. It's off the angle. Oh, I thought Tristan Sargent was going to get goal of the season again in the opening game of the season. We know what he's like for that. He's a fantastic striker of the ball from long distance. Perez now with a goal kick. We don't want to be hit on the break and for them to get a goal. That's going to be the worry for us now. Cortez brings it forward. Across to Tristan Sargent. Sargent sees McDonald out wide. His great cross to Michael Luke got the goal in the first half. Has he got another one of those crosses in the locker? There's another one. And there's Hulk. He got a hold of it. I think it was a bit of a defensive error there, but Hulk's not going to mind. He's got himself his first league goal of the season. His 2nd goal of the season altogether. Of course, he did get one in those Champions League matches against TNS, the New Saints from Wales. Yeah, a bit of a defensive error there, and it just landed straight on a plate for Hulk, who slammed it into the far corner, and 2-0 to Europa Point over Europa FC. Looks like there could be another season of domination coming for us here, which is obviously the key. We want to keep growing our players, getting them better and better and better, and of course growing the team, getting it better and better and better, and hopefully doing better in the Champions League year in, year out. Last year we got Malmo, this year we got Maccabi Tel Aviv. Next year, you never know, we might get an easier draw and might be able to get through to the third qualifying round. That's the hope. We did go up, I think, 5 positions in the Europa club rankings, I believe. We're still about 200 odd, but still, we went up 5 places. So that's all helping to boost up our reputation. Come on, guys, get the ball away. We don't want to concede a goal now. Carlos, who's one of their better players, takes a shot. It's off the post. And Joyce clears. Now, I'm looking through the stats of some of these players, and McDonald has actually kept a clean sheet in more than half of the games he's ever played in his career. I think he's played about 65 games and got about 35 clean sheets. That really shows how good our defence has been. I was a little bit worried about the first couple of seasons, but last year it really seemed to improve quite a lot. And we're looking like we're going to get another clean sheet here today, which would be great. They've only had 3 shots on us in theory, so they shouldn't be scoring. Cook, great tackle. Plays it across to Liam Joyce, who's a really good player, actually. I hope to get a lot more out of him this year. Frank Evans into Jack Peachman. Peachman plays it across to Cortez. He's a little bit behind him. Cortez plays it back to Joseph, the more experienced man of the squad. Into the middle to Frank Evans. Frank Evans plays it back out wide to Cook. I think we're just wasting the time down now. There's still 2 minutes left. Maybe a chance for another goal. Who knows? Frank Evans plays it across to Tristan Sargent. Sargent's got a little bit of space. Doesn't run into it though. Runs the ball to McDonald. McDonald back to Frank Evans. Dominating possession in the middle of the park. We need to do something with it really. Sargent across to Evans as well. Evans plays it into Peachman. A little bit of space. Plays it into Hulk. Hulk slams it into the corner. Hulk's second goal of the game. Europa Point's third goal of the game. And it looks like we're going to be top after the first match of the season, which is a great situation to be in as normal. Frank Evans played it to Peachman. Peachman saw a great ball in there to Hulk. And what a hard hitting shot there right into the top. That's slow motion, believe it or not. Right into the top corner. And it looks like a 3-0 victory here for us, but might be more than 3 at this rate. Hulk on the attack now. Of course, Hulk on a hat-trick. Plays it out to John McDonald. 30 seconds left. Is there enough time for a fourth? McDonald does play the ball in. It's not a very good cross. It's gone out for a corner. It's gone out for a goal kick, shall I say even. And here is that goal kick now. Looks like this is going to be all it is. And the referee doesn't even let him take the goal kick. There it is, a 3-0 victory for Europa Point over Europa FC. A great result for us. Very, very happy with that. Hulk won the man of the match after his 2 goals, an 8.8 rating. Michael Luke got a goal as well. Only a 6.9 rating for him though, even though he got the goal. He did come off with half an hour left, but still. And yeah, a pretty successful start to the season. Top of the table. There's still 4 teams left to play, but we're still doing pretty well. So let's have a quick look at the schedule. So I'm thinking, like I said earlier, we're probably going to get through to about this game against Gibraltar United. Might be a little bit later. I'm going to come back as soon as we get our youth intake. Hopefully by then, we will sort of know whether we're dominating the league or whether it's going to be a bit more touch and go. If it's touch and go, we'll show you a few more matches. If we're dominating, we'll probably show you one more episode after that. Probably as we win the championship, then we'll get straight into the Champions League and the season after. That's going to be the plan. But yeah, I'll see you in 5 months' time or tomorrow, whichever one comes quickest. But there we go. Of course, if you have enjoyed this video, then be sure to hit that like button. It does help me out a lot. And of course, subscribe for a lot more of the Gibraltar Challenge. And of course, the Manchester United Challenge, which is started on my channel as well. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you all next time.